Getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Man, that was just Russell Westbrook making people look bad. Explosive, going in either direction, going over people, really no good way to defend him. All that's left for him now is just to become the best leader possible, and he's well on his way.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We come back right after this.
How about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the
That's going to
pulse
do
of
it
this
for now.
offense.
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. Isaiah Thomas having an outstanding game. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they play well.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, Ernie, they had a ton of fouls. Jeez. And the points they gave up at the free throw line added up in a hurry. They got to calm down during the break and play much more control in the second half.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to
To present our Jordan player of the game, Paul Millsap.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great
Gonna
focus
do it for now.
offensively.
For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later. In that quarter, great rebounding. Back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Joel Embiid having an outstanding game. He had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We've got more in store for you right after this. For our broadcast, for Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time. Very tough to stop. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. We saw Trae Young lighting it up in the first half. He ended up with 19 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
To the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly.
I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmaking,
Trae Young.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And at last, he gets a little redemption. You know, it's been several games since he's been at his best. He's really been having a tough time. All right, let's catch up with our So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. One half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. It was a big-time first quarter for Jaylen Brown. He had 13 points and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench was. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And over to Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks.
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. To present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And what he's done from beyond the arc is a big reason he gets the nod tonight. He's racked up 5 3-pointers and very accurate with his shooting. Take away that threat from deep, and their offense would have looked a whole lot different.
Folks, for our broadcast, for Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He had 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Anthony Davis, tough big to match up with. Tremendous shooting range, complements his back to the basket game, and he has the quickness to go around you. And he also has the hops to rise above you.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Guys, our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long.